Look, what if I told you that the real difference between constantly scraping by and actually building lasting wealth has literally nothing to do with your current salary? It's not about where you went to school, and it's for sure not about luck. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dig into a massive shift in how we handle our money. Because the truth is, what truly separates the wealthy from everyone else is a single, kind of tiny decision you make every single time a dollar enters your pocket. So, what exactly is the secret sauce here? Okay, let's dive into this. It really just boils down to a behavioral loop that totally dictates your financial future. You see, the mechanics of wealth, they aren't locked away in some secret billionaire vault somewhere. They're practiced every day in totally ordinary moments. It all comes down to the actual sequence, the order in which you take action right after you get paid. For most of us, the default habit goes a little something like this. You get your paycheck, you pay your rent or mortgage, you buy groceries, maybe hit up a nice restaurant, and then, if by some absolute miracle there's anything left over at the end of the month, you try to save it. But the wealthy? They completely flip the script. They save and invest first, right off the top. They secure their future immediately, and then they just live their lives on whatever's left over. That one habit, just changing the order of operations, changes absolutely everything about where your finances end up.
Let's move to Section 1, the Wealth Mindset Shift.
Think about it. Every single year, millions of us make these grand resolutions to finally get our money right. We swear we're going to start saving, yet fast forward 12 months and we hit December with exactly zero savings to show for it. It's incredibly frustrating, right? And it happens because society basically conditions us to focus entirely on just earning more, rather than managing what's already in our bank accounts. We think a raise is a magic wand, but without a mindset shift, a raise just buys more expensive problems. And that brings us to this foundational concept, the $100 rule. It's this brilliant strategy that self-made millionaires use to steadily build wealth. And the absolute best part, it applies no matter what you make. You don't need a six-figure salary to make this work. You just need to completely rethink how you look at a single, crisp $100 bill. Let's play this out for a second. Imagine you find an extra $100 in an old winter coat. Or maybe you get a tiny, unexpected bonus at work. What's the knee-jerk reaction? Well, for the average person, that money is just burning a hole in their pocket. It instantly becomes a fancy dinner out, a shiny new tech gadget, or, let's be honest, some late-night online purchases that are definitely going to end up forgotten in a junk drawer by next week. The typical reaction is to just instantly trade that cash for a fleeting lifestyle upgrade. But to actually build wealth, we need a complete 180 in our perspective. People who are successfully building financial freedom, they don't ask, how can I spend this? Instead, they ask a way better question. How can this money make more money? They don't look at that $100 as a ticket to a steak dinner. They look at it as a seed. They see themselves as capital allocators, constantly hunting for ways to put their money to work. Which leads us straight into Section 2, the magic of compound growth. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about what happens when you take those seeds, plant them, and just let them grow. The math here is honestly staggering. If you take that $100 and instead of blowing it, you invest it consistently every single month into a diversified investment, let's say earning a historical average of 10% annually, after 20 years, those modest little contributions have ballooned to over $75,000. But hold on, look at the 30-year mark. Just 10 more years of doing the exact same thing, and suddenly, you are sitting on over $220,000. That jump from 75 grand to 220 grand is just mind-blowing. You know, Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And when you look at those numbers, yeah, it's pretty easy to see why. But we have to realize this massive leap in value isn't magic. It's not a get-rich-quick scam. It is simply the undeniable, heavy-lifting power of compound interest working quietly in the background over decades. So let's break down what compound growth actually is at its core. Think of it like this. The money you invest today goes out into the world and works for you tomorrow. It earns a profit. Then, those new profits go right back to work alongside your original money, and they earn a profit. And then the profits on the profits go to work. It's literally like hiring thousands of tiny, hyper-motivated employees who never sleep, never take a coffee break, and just spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, relentlessly building your wealth. All right, moving on to Section 3, the trap of lifestyle inflation. Now, you might be wondering, if building wealth is as simple as investing $100 a month, why isn't everyone rolling in it? Well, it's because of our deeply ingrained human tendency to let our spending totally inflate to match our earnings. As soon as your income goes up, say you get that big promotion, your spending immediately shoots up to meet it. Suddenly you're financing a new car or upgrading to a bigger house, piling on subscriptions and taking on more debt. You're making more money, sure, but you are just as broke as you were before, just at a fancier standard of living. The wealthy do the exact opposite. When they get an income bump, they increase their investments first. They aggressively pay their future selves before they even think about upgrading their current lifestyle.
Okay, let's get actionable. Section 4, your 5-step financial plan.
So now that we've got the mindset, the math, and the psychological traps figured out, let's lay down a totally practical blueprint you can start using today. Step 1, automatically save 10% of your income. Automation is key because it completely removes the emotional temptation to spend it. Step 2, build an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of living expenses, so when life throws you a curveball, you aren't forced into debt. Step 3, invest consistently in diversified assets. Step 4, avoid high-interest consumer debt like the absolute plague. And step 5, stay. Because here is the absolute truth when it comes to money. Small amounts invested consistently are going to beat large, random amounts every single time. Real wealth is built over years, not weeks. Financial freedom isn't about hitting the jackpot or becoming a millionaire by next Tuesday. It's about systematically building a machine where your money is working way, way harder than you are. There's this famous proverb that I think perfectly captures this whole journey. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It is so incredibly easy to look back and kick yourself, wishing you'd started investing in your 20s or wishing you hadn't financed that ridiculously expensive car. But regret doesn't compound, right? Only action does. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect salary or the perfect stock market conditions. Just start with exactly what you have today. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you going to start building your wealth system today? The next time you find yourself holding an extra $100, will you trade it for a quick thrill or will you hire it to work for your future? The choice and the entire trajectory of your financial life is literally in your hands. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. If you found this valuable and you're ready to truly master your money, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more wealth building strategies. Catch you next time.